Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of A Treasury of Deception, Liars, Misleaders, Hoodwinkers, and the Extraordinary True Stories of History's Greatest Hoaxes, Fakes, and Frauds, by Michael Farquhar, narrated by Johnny Heller, and directed by Mark Avila. This book is copyrighted 2005 by Michael Farquhar. This recording is copyrighted 2005 by Recorded Books. The author opens this book with a quote from Plato: "All that deceives may be said to enchant." And now, A Treasury of Deception.
Introduction. Beauty is truth, Keats wrote. Truth, beauty. History, however, is blemished, disfigured even, by deception. The quest for truth, mankind's greatest ambition, has forever been compromised in favor of more immediate considerations, not all of them ignoble, by the way. The hoodwinking of Hitler, for example, may very well have saved civilization. The frequent sacrifice of our ideals is a fundamental part of being human, and the great lies perpetrated throughout history are as varied and nuanced as humanity itself. For centuries, the Vatican laid claim to much of Europe because of a preposterously forged document known as the Donation of Constantine. In 1915, renowned scientists declared the so-called Piltdown Man irrefutable evidence of the missing link between man and ape, even though it turned out to be a clumsy concoction made from the skull of a medieval Englishman and the jawbone of an orangutan. Hitler never wrote his diaries. Anastasia never escaped the Bolsheviks. Nostradamus didn't have a clue about the future, and Bill Clinton really did have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Call this a historical treasury of impostors, charlatans, and liars, or call it a hoax, a bogus excuse for a book of no actual value other than the gleeful celebration of the art of deceit. Some of the stories may be familiar. Pardon the retelling, but no collection of deception would be complete without them. Many are culled from the annals of Western civilization, a reflection of the author's woeful ignorance of the Eastern world, and, most important, though this is an anthology of lies, every story is true. Part 1. Super Dupers. All of the characters in this Treasury of Deception could rightly be called super dupers, but those featured in this part of the book don't fit neatly into categories as the others do. Sure, they were all con men of sorts, but each had a unique flair for mendacity. Chapter 1. Charlatan's Web. If Nostradamus was such a know-it-all, why didn't he clue in his beloved king that it might be a good idea to sit out the tournament that would kill him in 1559? Instead, the famed 16th century seer born Michel de Notre Dame wrote a dedicatory epistle to Henry II in his book of prophecies, Centuries, predicting great things for the French monarch. He even went so far as to call the king invincible. Soon after, Henry was dead, the victim of a freak jousting accident. Subsequently, however, Nostradamus flourished under the patronage of King Henry's widow, Catherine de Medicis, and thanks to 4 centuries' worth of credulous disciples, he is still flourishing. Through the nearly 1,000 quatrains that constitute Centuries, Nostradamus has been credited with predicting a wide range of calamities, from the Great Fire of London to the rise of Hitler. The methods he used to write his predictions, and the way his believers have interpreted them, are a marvel of systematic deception and unwavering faith. The trick, perhaps best articulated by noted debunker James the Amazing Randi, is to make lots of pronouncements, cage them in ambiguous language, and use as much symbolism and allegory as possible.